Hello world and welcome back. This is a really quick hit video just in response to a comment that I had on another video, and that was about the HSL tool. So come along with me and help me out if you can. I'm really curious about this one for some of the longtime users. So I'm just going to go over to the color space. The question was, in a lot of my videos, if I was going to impact this blue, for example, I would come up here and I would pick one of the blues, probably that one, and then I would pick the eyedropper, and then I would come over and pick the specific color. And the question was, why am I doing that extra step? Which is a really good question. Why am I doing that extra step? So originally, what would happen was we had these colors along the top, and those were just placeholders, and you could actually reassign any of them. So I actually could have in the past, I'm quite sure, and please do correct me if anybody, if I'm just like having a little moment or something and I'm completely misremembering this, but I'm sure I'm not. You could click on red, and then you could have your eye picker, and you could come over and assign this color right here to the red space. But now what happens, because it seems that it's different, is if I click this, it's just going to pop not only to the blue space here, but it also pops me to the blue space up here. So I guess the short answer is I will not be clicking on the color anymore because I think they have changed this. Now I've gone back and I've looked through the change log for all of Photolab 5, and I cannot find any mention of it. I did a search, I only see one mention of anything to do with HSL in there. So I'm not exactly sure when they updated this, but I am very sure that they did update this. So again, hit me up in the comments if you agree, if you've experienced that in the past where this kind of operated quite differently. So just an interesting thing. I actually think that this is simpler to use, but the original approach was actually more flexible. Because one thing I noticed was I grab, let me reset everything. Back to the beginnings. I'll even put it on this channel. I come in, I get my hue picker, and I just turned it off, didn't I? Get my hue picker, and I click on the item, and it shifted that a little bit, it moved it a little bit, and maybe I want to bump up my saturation. The thing is, now, it's also getting the door. And if I wanted to impact the door, maybe I want to get in a different space and only try to impact that door. Maybe I'm going to narrow these down and try to do that, which I won't do, but for argument's sake. So I try to come over to another channel to give it a different space to be able to do a slightly different setting, and then I click on my door, but no, it's recognizing that as a really similar blue, and so it wants to jump me back to that other blue. So I feel as though there might have been more flexibility in the old tool, that you could kind of assign things sort of where you wanted, and the colors were only broad starting points. So just a point of interest. Another thing I came across while I was just looking at this that I think I had heard somewhere in the past, which is, if we're adjusting these handles for how much blue is included, that we can hold control. And this is outside of the blue, it's a fairly muted image except for this sort of red down here. So if you want to just watch that red. So if I hold control while I move these little spots, you can see that it does away with the stuff that's not selected. It desaturates it. So that gives you kind of a sense of where you're at. And if I continue to come in, I can see how much of that blue I'm hitting on, or if I expand it out that way, I can see what kind of difference that's making. Although interesting, my red has come back there now. Maybe I need to start again. Yeah, start again. Interesting. So worth a little playing around. I don't know. I'm just used to the make your selection, and then once you've got your selection, turn your saturation down, and that'll give you. Yeah, I'm kind of used to that, but I will play around with the I will play around with that holding your control just to see what I think of that along the way. So there we have it. Why do I do it that way? Well, I won't be doing it that way anymore. But I'm super curious. The reason I did this video is because I want to put it out there to others who have been using the software for a while. Has this changed? Am I just having a moment, or what's going on there? Hit it up in the comments. Thanks for watching. See you again. Bye-bye.